video, Paul and Bob try to help Nola with the problem. Listen to the language they use. Listen to the language they use for giving advice and practice saying the useful phrase. In this video, Bob and Paul is trying to help Nola with try to help Nola with a problem. Just read. This is just ridiculous. Susan again. Yeah. She just keep emailing me about him that have nothing to with work and nothing to do with me. What do you think I should do? If I were you, I have email and ask her to stop sending them. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I have to be careful what I say as she's wired and wired an important client. I'm not sure then. Perhaps you could try talking. I'm not sure then. Perhaps you could try talking. You could try talking to Yuna about it. Why don't you try doing nothing? Why don't you try doing something, doing nothing? Sorry, perhaps you could should do nothing. Really? I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure about that. Well, I remember this guy I used to work with, Mark, and he kept emailing again and again about our shock, mostly unrelated to work. I keep responding politely, and he keeps sending them. In the end, I stopped replying to his email. Well, I keep responding polite. And he kept sending them. In the end, I stopped replying to his email unless they were only about work. And what happened? He stopped sending them. It's a bit like being afraid with dangerous snake. If you move quickly, it will bite. This is ridiculous. Susan again. Yeah, Susan. She should keep emailing me about things that have nothing to do with work and nothing to do with me. What do you think I should do? If I were you, I would email. If I were you, I would email. If I were you, I would email and ask her. If I were you, I would email and ask her to stop sending them. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I have to be careful. Why ai cho? I'm not sure that's a good idea. I have to be careful. I have to be careful with what I ask, what I ask, what I say. Careful what I say. As sees quiet and as what I say. As sees as what I say. As see quiet an important client. I'm not sure then. Perhaps you could try to talk. You could try talking to Anna about it. Why don't you try? Why don't you try doing nothing? Really? I'm not too sure about that. Well, I remember this guy. I remember this guy I used to work with, Mark, and he keep emailing again and again and again about our shocks, mostly unrelated to work. Well, I keep politely. Well, I keep responding very politely, and he keep sending them. In the end, I stopped responding. Gì? 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 Kiếm chuyện. Còn năm tới 3-4 ngày chưa học văn rồi. Đâu? Ông ơi, nãy tấm lộn tôi để luôn. He keeps responding politely, and he keeps sending them. In the end, I stopped. I stopped replying to his email unless they were only work. They were about only work. And what happened? He's cái thằng vui đọc hay lắm, chứ chổng biết nói gì phải đạt. He stopped sending them. It's a bit like being faced with dangerous snake. If you move quickly, it will bite you. But if you keep very still, if you keep very still and do nothing, eventually it will move away and leave you alone. I had to learn the hard way. Hey Bob, have you got a minute? So I try what you suggested. I try what you suggested, and I only responded to Susan's email about work for a few days. Then guess what? The unrated emails stopped it. Yes, now she only send me related their work related ones. That's very good news. I'll thanks to you, Bob. Anytime, out in the day's work. Hello again. It looks like Bob is in no less good book. So did you notice the useful phrase used for the giving advice? Listen to me and then repeat. Ăn hết của tao hả? Này ăn mới con cục á. Kiếm chuyện. This is just ridiculous. Susan again. Yeah, Susan. She She should keep emailing me about things that have nothing to do with work and nothing to do with work and nothing to do with me. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think I should do? Well, if I were you, I would email and ask her to stop sending them. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I have to be careful what I say as she wired an important client. I'm not sure then. Perhaps could you try talk? I'm not sure then. Could you try talk? Could you try talking? Could you try talking Yuna about it? How about why don't you try doing nothing? Why don't you try doing nothing? Why don't you try doing nothing? Doing nothing? Really? I'm not too sure about that. Well, I remember this guy I used to work with, Mark. He keep emailing me again and again about our shocks unrelated to work. Well, I keep responding politely, and he keeps sending them. In the end, I stopped replying his emails to his email unless they were only about work. And what happened? He stopped sending them. It's a bit like being faced with dangerous snake. If you move quickly, it will bite you. But if you keep it still and do nothing, eventually it will move away and leave you alone. Eventually it move away and leave you alone. Move away. Tới nằm với em. Tắt đèn cái này, bật đèn đây kìa, đang bận. Tắt rồi bật đèn. Tại sao? In this video, Paul and Pop try to help Noella with the problem. Try to help Noella with a problem. Listen to the language they use for giving advice and practice you saying the useful phrase. This is just ridiculous. Susan again. Yes, Susan. She should keep emailing me about things that have nothing to do with work and nothing to do with me. What do you think I should do? Well, if I were you, I would email and ask her to stop them. Well, I'm not sure that's a good idea. I have to be careful what I say, as she's quite an important client. Yeah. Could you try talking to Yuna about that? What? Nó sặc kìa kìa cha. Why, why don't you do it? Why don't you try doing nothing? Sorry, perhaps you should do nothing. Really? I'm not too sure about that. Well, I remember this guy I used to work with, Mark, and he keep emailing again and again and again uh, about how the short, mostly unrelated to work. Well, I keep responding him very very polite, and he keeps sending them. In the end, I stopped it responding his email unless they were only about work. He stopped sending them. It's a bit like being faced with dangerous snake. If you move quickly, it will bite you, but you keep still and do nothing. But but if you but if you keep but if you keep very if you keep very still and do nothing, eventually if it will be it will move away and leave you alone. I had to learn the hard way. Hey Bob, how you got a minute? Now you got a minute. Yeah, so I try what you suggest me, and I only responding to Susanna mail about worked for a few days. Then guess what? The unrated email stopped it. Yes, now she only sent me a work related ones. Well, that's very good news. Our thanks to you, Bob. Anyway, Nola, anytime out in a day's work. Hello again. It looks like Bob is in Noila's book. So this you noted the phrase. So this did you notice the useful phrase used for giving advice? Listen to me and then repeat. What do you think I should do? If I were you, I would ask her. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Perhaps you could try talking to her. Why don't you try doing nothing? I'm not too sure about that. I try what you get. Noelia is stressed because a client keep emailing her about an important thing. Noelia thinks she should ask. Noelia thinks she should ask the client to stop sending emails. Noelia like Bob scared at first. Bob had a similar problem in previous job. Bob have a similar problem in previous job. Noelia Bob suggests that the scare on his neck if his net is from Noelia follow Bob's advice and it worked Noelia follows both advice and its work. Noelia is stressed because the client asks because the client keep her, emailing her about unimportant things. Uh, Noelia uh, Noelia Noelia thinks she should ask the client to stop to stop email to stop sending email. Noelia likes Bob's suggestion at first. Bob had a similar problem in a repair shop. Bob suggests that the scan his name is Snake. Noelia follow Bob's advice and it worked. Choose a more polite opinion. Tell me what I say. What do you think I should do? True, that's really bad idea. That's a really bad idea. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Should call her outfit. Perhaps you could try calling her outfit. You don't know. Why you have don't know? Why don't you try doing nothing? If I were you, I would check with Sam first. Oh, that's very good news. What do you think I should do? If I were you, I would ask her to stop. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Perhaps you could try talking Noelia about it. Why don't you try doing nothing? I'm not too sure about that. Perhaps you could try do nothing. You try nothing. I try what is good. Doing. Persuading someone to do something. Persuading someone to do something. Persuading to do something. Yes, alright. Oh, yeah, alright. I will send them over tomorrow. Okay, yep, bye. The people are always asking for favors. Paul, can you do this? Paul, can you do that? Hey Paul, have you got a minute? Hey Paul, have you got a minute? Have you got a minute? Go on then. Okay. I have got a small favor to ask you, right? So, how would you feel about DJing at the office party next week? Office party? I don't usually do work parties. Oh, alright. So, where do you usually visit then? No, I mean, I don't usually go to work party. Let's along DJ at them. Come on, I think you would be really brilliant at it. Oh, I don't know. Look, I wouldn't usually ask, but you are only DJ now. I'm not very good one though. My music style is quite strange. Everyone will probably hate it. Come on, these guys will dance to anything when they. These guy these guys will then to anything when they will then anything when they at a party. Why don't you give it a go? You will be right. I think I'm probably busy that way anyway. Come on, there's nothing to lose except my reputation and reliability. Pal, you would rarely have been me out, or I will think about it, right? Thanks, Val. Okay, yeah, bye. People are always asking for favor. How can you do this? How can you do that? Hey, you got a minute? Okay. I got a small favor to ask you. I got a small favor to ask you, right? How would how would you feel about DJ at the office next week? Office party? I don't usually I don't usually do work parties, all right? Where where do you share usually this then? No, I mean I don't usually go to no, I don't usually go to work parties, let alone DJ at them. Come on. I think you would be brilliant. No, I don't know. I wouldn't usually ask. I'm not very good done. My music style is quite strange. I probably they hate it. Come on, this guy. This guy will dance. Come on, this guy will dance. Will dance anything when they at a party. You will. Nothing. Except. Oh. Expect reputation. Reputation.